And we're live. And people will probably be here real soon. Well, today I'm gonna paint not these guys, they're here to keep me company. Last stream we finished Chompy. And Dreamer needs even more friends. Hi Spiredine, how you doing? Dreamer needs even more friends, so today we're going to be painting Coppelius. And it's just a black blob right now. Because of black undercoat. But I want the miniature to be pretty dark, so that's what I'm going with. I'll get more paint on soon. Spiredine's driving a mech. Oh, is it Mech Warrior? Or maybe Zelda? I know From Software is coming out with a new Armored Core game sometime in the future. You looking forward to that? I haven't played any of those games, but since they made the Dark Souls games and Elden Ring and all that stuff, and I know they made Armored Core before that, could be interesting to try it out when that comes out. So today we're painting everyone's favorite eye gourmet and squid face, Coppelius. And how are people doing in the chat? It is so humid here, but I'm gonna try and stay focused and persevere. Kim's great. Woo! I'm pretty good too. Like I have a lot of work to do. I feel like I've been saying that all spring and summer, but there's a lot of fun stuff going on. School's out now, and I just gotta do some do a lot of illustration work and for an upcoming deadline, and then I'm gonna take a week off before new adventures. Hi, Karen Llama. Indeed, eyeballs. Kind of like sushi, maybe. Squid? Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. I wonder what it's like eating eyes. But I don't really feel like trying it out. So that's sketchy territory. How are you doing, Karen Llama? I wonder if eating ice is kind of a little bit like eating octopus. Karen Llama says, I usually keep a bowl of bowl of chocolate ice on my desk around Halloween. That sounds better. Karen Llama will live. That's good. I'm glad you'll live. Me, busy as always, but pretty good. Looking forward to a week off soon. And soon after that, my one of my sisters getting married. Just got a message right when I started from my other sister being like, hey, did you find a dress yet? I did not look for one. But there's still time. I can do that when I get a week off. I've been so busy. So I start off by painting pretty much all over Coppelius's lovely skin features with a mix of black and Dark Reaper, which is a favorite of mine. It's like a sort of blue greenish dark gray. And now I'm going in painting watered down Dark Reaper over most of the areas, leaving some of the darker places. I want to build this up a little gradually, so it's going to be a bit of a dark black gray blob for a while. Yeah. Spartan says, I have to buy my godson a birthday pressie. Cool. You have any ideas? How old is your godson? Holy. Kids screaming, starting again. So, like, I don't know if you remember, but last stream there was, and I don't know if you heard, but there were children yelling in ways that sounded like maybe they were killing each other. Although, you know, that's just what kids sound like, so that's not really what's happening. But yeah, they're playing. There's a playground, a small playground quite close to my window. I really like this apartment, but that playground is perhaps, no, I mean, it's all right. I don't mind, but sometimes screams. And sometimes the odd funny comment. You can smile. Like, yeah. Dying or playing, who knows? Yeah, you never know. And she stood idly by when the children fun and games took a dark turn. Oh, they're just playing. Remember when I glued this model together, I was like, wait, does he have two, colors on his coat? Or what was going on? And I was like, okay, it's just the back of his head. And I was like, that's a weird shape, but I mean, Coppelius is an octopus humanoid spookster, so I don't know why I was so surprised. This whole part, I thought first I glued it on incorrectly, but I had not, I think. So we're doing a kind of similar color of his skin as we did with Chompy's skin. But gonna do it in a little bit of a stipply approach, I think. Sort of. Still using the tip of this brush to just build up a lot of dots and spots. And there's a very light texture there. I want to show off. I mean, we might work in some purples later too, I think. So you're gonna buy your godson eyeballs or Malifaux? So that's the question, I think. So I bought the new Zelda game, and I can't play it too much, but you always need a break now and then. So I've been having a lot of fun. The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past was, I think, maybe my second video game or something after Super Mario World, and it was like the coolest thing ever. And I've far from played every Zelda game. There are like a ton of them, more than you think when you start looking things up. But yeah, I played most of the main ones, I suppose. So there's a thing with like, I don't know if that's something that any of you recognize, but I don't feel as easily enchanted nowadays. And that's probably quite common, right? Like I often feel like I should be more delighted and enchanted by video games or fantasy series or movies and stuff. Like, I almost feel like I mean, like, I'm not having as much fun as I would have if I was a kid. Like, it's not. I'm having fun, but it's not. I don't. It doesn't have the same impact anymore. That feels a little sad. Um, just everything seemed so much cooler back in the day. Oh no, I'm probably sounding super depressed right now. You finished meching? Nice. Was it Mech Warrior or something else? Mech Warrior 5. Hey, have mechs kind of had a bit of a resurgence? I don't know. Playing a campaign with a friend with mods for the first time is like our third campaign, but the mods make it a lot more fun. Cool. That's awesome. Is there a strong modding community? I'm moving over to Rust Gray to poke in some little highlights this guy's head and try and see if we can come up with something. I feel like it's a little difficult to paint this face because it's not the way you're used to. Like, it's not really like painting a face, but still it is. Also, you didn't answer if you're getting your godson Malefor eyeballs, so that was a little rude, I think. Although if you were playing with friends, maybe that's okay. Don't try type and write. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Do, 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 do. So I'm trying to build up this sort of mottled look. I think that's the word. Mottled. Mottled. Getting some sort of vehicle toy. Vehicle toy. Yeah, that works. Steam Park Scamblers, Folks raised 2.5k for charity over the weekend whether good things happen to it. Holy shit, that's a lot of money. Sometimes, just sometimes, the good guys win. That's awesome they raised so much money. Spartan donated to that. Nice, awesome. I did not. I didn't know it was happening, and also I don't have money. Soon I might have money. That's really cool. Those scoundrels, they really pulled through. Donate a mishap and painted. Oh, awesome. I still gotta paint my mishap in miniature. I mean, like, oh no, Coppelius, stay on the cork. Raffle, the one I painted on the stream away. And then I just haven't painted the one I got for myself. So you have money, does that mean you're finally gonna come visit? I won't have that much money, I'm afraid. We'll see. It's more that, like, you know, I don't really have income coming in time for rent and stuff this month. So, because, like, I'm gonna get paid for something that I'm gonna hand in pretty much when I need to pay. So, yeah, I miss having a buffer. Tend to have a buffer. I don't right now because, like, company, school, like education and stuff. I'd love to come visit. So it was more like soon I'll have money, enough money to pay for my necessities and rent and stuff. Being back to school, being like, hey, I'm broke. And still, I bought Zelda. Yeah? Not sure who sanctioned that. Who allowed me to adult? But yeah, I got a pretty big illustration project, which I'm seeing the end of the tunnel for, and I'm gonna try and deliver that this weekend, and I'm pretty excited about it. I will make sure to show you all what I've been drawing when it's done. It's quite a lot of illustrations in a style you might not have seen me do before. Basic subsistence, yes. I mean, the plan is that when when I'm done re-educating myself as a UX designer, I'm gonna get a job, and it's gonna pay well, and I'm gonna be able to travel more. Because I realized that I probably wanna have an employment and not just freelance. And illustration work's going pretty well now, though. But like painting miniature commissions, realized I need to do that a little less because it's not good for my body. I could just end up wearing myself out. Magnets from work. Well, I won't be able to remind you because I am scatterbrained as well, not far off from McMorning. Maybe not that bad. I don't start talking when people are not present, but I will omit important details from what I'm saying, and then I'm confused that they didn't get what I was saying, because like there were things I thought out loud. I didn't say them out loud. So like often one critical detail I will not mention. Go to midsummer plans. My midsummer plan is to try and be done illustrating or have as many illustrations done as possible so that I can actually do something. We've got like 4 illustrations left to do, and then we might just do some barbecue. And like midsummer, big thing up in Scandinavia and north. It basically plays out almost exactly like the movie Midsummer. Do you have any midsummer plans, Spiredine? This dark green text color, it's not the easiest to read, but the good thing is that, I mean, I'll know it's you because people get different colors. And I know you don't pick the text colors. Just I feel like there's a sort of almost a rule that it's gonna be raining on Midsummer's Eve in Sweden. Do you feel like that's a thing in Finland as well? But like, seems like it might not be. So many plans. On Friday I'm going to the archipelago for a sort of family midsummer. Then Saturday I'm having friend midsummer. Then on Sunday I'm having kid midsummer. Wow, you're having all the midsummers. Good, as long as it doesn't snow. Snow on midsummer. That's crazy. That's like the ultimate troll move of the weather gods. Gaming, nice. 5 years ago, there was snow 2 days before midsummer. It's crazy, crazy stuff. I'm sure it has happened in Sweden too, but I don't recall. Last midsummer, me and the girls did some barbecuing, and I got to feel super adult by having grill responsibility. Like, they were a little lost, and I lit it, and I got the fire going and stuff like that. And then afterwards, they were like, "Oh, we were so lost with the grill," and I was like, "Excuse me." I feel like I didn't get credit for what I did, and it's a trauma for me. I'm gonna be very, very defensive this time if they want me to. Yeah. Master of the barbecue. Yeah, I mean, we were like 5 people, but still, I didn't get enough credit. They basically rewrote history saying that we were totally lost. I wasn't lost. Grumpy. Oh, Master of the barbecue. Hey, could we call? I want to be like Master of the Flame. Yeah, that'd be cool. The sacred flame. I was in Japan. I used to arrange these huge barbecues between the 2 gendered dorms. Oh, you brought people together with barbecue. How long were you in Japan? I want to go back there again sometime. It's such a cool country. 1.5 years. Awesome. Yeah, my sister is getting married this summer. She used to live there and study, and I visited her only once though because of money stuff, but it was so much fun going there. Maybe we should like glaze in some of those oily colors. God, I need to go buy. Wait, no. Mumble. What model are you painting? M1 Serbi. Oh, the runt. The runts. It's very svelte. Classic. Yeah, I still use my M1 Cerberus too, since I often play two Cerberi. But it's they need to feed that trio more. I tend to call my M2 Cerberus Stina, Ina, and Lina. If I recall correctly. Because they're 3 individuals, right? To make Pina. Yeah, sure. Good one. Swedish jokes. You wouldn't understand. So I heard a little kiddo say "mannen" outside the other day, and it's just really amusing, silly, and a little cute to hear kids say tough guy or like not necessarily tough guy stuff, but like I guess kind of in English it would be like saying my man. It's just kind of cute when a little boy does it. Calling his friends my man. Also kind of need to paint his suction cups underneath his tendrils, mouth arms, face arms, maybe tendrils. Okay, yeah. Seems like that'll probably be a great song. My dad always used to say that, or he still says, that chlamydia is a very pretty word, so it's a bit of a shame it's such a beautiful name. Is like for an STD. Tunnelbana pojkar, I see. Tough guys, I'm guessing. I think it's kind of interesting how like different age groups have very different ideas of what is embarrassing behavior, and it's very easy to feel like you in your age group are the reasonable ones and everyone else is just embarrassing and weird, and then you just go through life and you always feel like you're the least embarrassing age group. Oh, I don't know if that makes any sense. When I worked as a teacher's temp, I and realized that kids might think I was like an embarrassing adult. I relished in that. I thought that was so fun. Everyone is embarrassing and weird. Yes. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Just that like, and often we are embarrassing if we're like kids saying, "Oh, they're so embarrassing." Like that's probably embarrassing. It's very meta. We're all embarrassing. We're all monkeys in suits and dresses and stuff. It's embarrassing. Should have stayed in the trees. No. I was like a half-hearted Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy reference that didn't really work. And yeah. It's a long time since I read that. So I'm Russing it up with Russ Gray and trying to highlight with little lines on the hands and the tendrils and little dots on the head. I feel embarrassed a lot. There's difference between a tendril and a tentacle. I don't know. What I do know is that we often tend to think of octopus arms as tentacles, whilst they are actually not tentacles. Like a bunch of octopus / squids have tentacles, but they tend to only have two. And they end with these little kind of leaf-like shapes. So what we think of as tentacles with the suction cups and stuff is actually octopus arms. And I've also learned though that there's actually two of those arms can actually be thought of as legs because they use they're two of their arms they tend to use, yeah, I don't know, kind of like legs-ish, sort of. It's all a little weird. And it probably doesn't matter, but what we tend to think of as tentacles, from what I've gathered, aren't really tentacles. But I've forgotten why. Tendril, I don't know. I don't really know what I'm talking about. Parental tendrils are parts of plants. Oh, I see. Yeah, I don't know why I said tendrils. I guess I thought of like, oh yeah, because I think isn't the Hungering Darkness tended to have tendrils as the name for its attack. I think the image is a little out of focus. I think maybe a lot of that is due to the stream mirroring thingamajig. We're assembling a plant tendril. Yeah? Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, that's why I kind of said tendrils, kind of hesitating, because I was unsure what was actually what. Tiny miniature. Come on. Um, mm, 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 mm. Okay, so I think maybe we'll just do a tiny bit of glazing on the skin, and then we're gonna paint his clothing. It's a finely dressed gentleman. Gentle puss. Gentle squid. So I want to work in some interesting hues. Does anyone in chat know who Coppelius was named after? Isn't it? It's from a poem, right? Written by someone called Hoffman. Something Hoffman. So the poet was actually called Hoffman, but I don't. It's got something with the moon. Something a little monstrous. Right? If I recall correctly. Coppelius. The Sandman? Oh, is Coppelius another name for the Sandman? But, because like in M1, there was a rule on Coppelius's card, I think, that was called Unexplained Connection, which meant that you could actually hire him with Hoffman, if I recall correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong. ETA Hoffman's. I love that it's called estimated time of arrival. I'm sure that's what ETA is called. That stands for Der Sandman. Yeah, cool. I don't think there was any point in actually hiring him with Hoffman. I think it was just sort of like a little quirk. Like a story, a little plot hook, mystery, creation, thingamajig. So we're putting a little bit of purples and reds into the skin. We want this sort of spooky, oily, strange, slimy quality to it. And thinking his shirt is probably going to be black because it's in there in between all those limbs. But the coat, I want to paint burgundy. And I think. And then the trousers, we'll see what works. I'm going to start by slapping on some, that's a little too watered down, some burgundy paint and mixed with a little bit of black. Do it a little thicker. Not too thick. Striped burgundy coat. They're very good suggestions, but every time someone suggests stripes, I'm like, fuck. No, because it's like I think if you do stripes, I very easily get very pedantic, or I get very like annoyed if they don't align properly, and then I can actually get a little, I don't know if anxious is the right word, but like there's just something that it really bothers me. Maybe it should be striped. I'm just hesitant because, like there's this thing with doing stripes or checkers, and I'm like, if it doesn't quite look right, I'm gonna be super annoyed, and sometimes I obsess about things. Uh, it's certainly gotten better, but it used to be for a while there, like 10, 11, 12 years ago, I just pick up my brush in the morning after breakfast and be like, I'm just going to paint a few tiny things before going to school. And I never had time to do it, but I couldn't help myself. And those weren't exactly like stripe related, but it can get a little frustrated. So we'll see. So are you saying that you're also painting the shirt with stripes? Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Just like, look at this shape. It's a complicated shape. It's sort of a, yeah, I'm hesitant to do as you ask. It would probably look great. However, why don't you paint a striped coat? Mental health. Oh, I think it's like Men's Mental Health Week or something. Maybe. I haven't seen much about it. But I think there's something like that going on. Mental health is good to have. Stripes. Like this is a very organic, complicated shape to paint stripes on. So I'm sorry, I don't think I should. I think every week is Mental Health Week somewhere. I don't know if that was meant as a joke, but I found that really funny. Uh, in my head, that's really funny. Yeah. It's Mental Health Awareness Week, so we're painting Coppelius. Maybe we should paint Coppelius when it's like, I don't know, blind awareness? No, no. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Being Mental Health Week was in May. Mental Wellness Awareness Week is October. Yeah, just someone made a. I saw a little video. that was complaining about like, so it's men's mental health week. The video was complaining like, we don't see anyone talking about that. Would have been different if it was women or pride, then everybody would be talking about it. And it was like something like that. But so that's why I noticed it. And but I guess maybe it's not very well known. I think it's better to like raise awareness of something and not like try and raise awareness by flipping the finger to other things necessarily. Like, Men's Mental Health Week was last week. Okay. Yeah. Well, I hope constructive things were said and shared and thought of, and hope people hugged each other and stuff. Everyone's mental health is important. And other obvious things to say. It is very important to talk about men's mental health issues, for sure. Cuckoo bananas. Yeah. Well, that's one way to put it. I'm on antidepressants myself. I don't think my diagnosis is cuckoo bananas. I think it's some type of depression and anxiety. It's much better now than it used to be, though. But I just feel like this medication works very well for me. So I've yet to stop. I think we're actually, yeah, I don't know. There are different ways to view that. Like I know the doctors that, one of the doctors that prescribed the antidepressives to me has said that, like, no, it's all right. If this works well for you and helps you have a happy life, that it's totally fine to just still keep taking the medication. Therapy can, of course, be important too, but actually, I think my brain is just pretty bad at handling certain things. I try to not be ashamed of that. I've had a lot of trouble with anxiety and depression. I don't think any amount of medication would have fixed what Seamus has. No, I mean, yeah. No. But actually not convinced he's even mentally ill. But maybe yes. I don't know. I mean, okay. I suppose it's implied he's a necrophiliac or necroromantic or whatever one could call it. So he's a romantic, Yeah. Diagnosis creep. I think it's pretty sweet that Molly almost kind of sort of arranged a zombie pride parade, although I suppose it was it held in McMorning's honor or something? They were parading. That's sweet. They didn't quite know what they were doing, but they were parading. So I can see him walking around singing it and then actually be, what the hell am I doing here? Oh, it's Seamus singing Creep by Radiohead. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going for a very worn burgundy coat. So I am doing very uneven highlights, and that's pretty fun. So just mixed in a little bit of off-white into the burgundy. And I'm going to go back later to paint some black lines in between, in those crevices. I feel like it's a little blurry. There. Got distracted. Yeah. Seamus. I listened to the Bridgeside broadcast recently and listened to the errand where Sebastian sent on an errand and needs to babysit. He needs to take out, I think it's called Clyde, maybe? A zombie, because he needs to go for a walk. And then the zombie chihuahua follows him. It was an enjoyable little adventure. Fun for the whole family type of affair. Extend some more white to make some sharper highlights. And focusing on the upper parts of the folds in the cloth, but also making a few thin, and in that case, too long, maybe. Little scratches and jags. So I listen to a lot of audiobooks, and tended to be I listen to a lot of stuff in English, like almost exclusively. But for some reason this year I've exclusively listened to Swedish audiobooks, like by Swedish authors. Not entirely sure why. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that, just like, I'm not entirely sure why this switch happened. Oh, wait, no, maybe that's it, because part of explanation, I guess, I swapped audiobook apps to a Swedish one because a certain company is a little creepy. Certain company that I used to listen to audiobooks via. Spider-Man, I forgot what miniature we painting. Oh no, the Cerberus, right? Anyone else in the chat painting anything right now? Also, how are you painting the Cerberus? What color of fur? You're gonna do stripes? Putting colors on it. Where this goes, I don't know. That can be fun. We'll see.
Hello.
Hello. I'm streaming,
Okay.
just so you know. But yeah. Faraday was just sitting and staring at the model. Oh, well, that's you pondering how to paint it, right? It's not just like staring. I'm thinking. Okay, so I'm gonna also time I'm thinking of dinner all food. Yes. What are you gonna have for dinner? For lunch, I had air fried fresh potatoes and some what's rotfrukter in English? And some pretty decent veggie chicken style nuggets. I don't know if you actually just say root vegetables, like carrots, beetroot, beets, and stuff like that. Did I drop the beet? Yeah. No, I didn't drop the beets. Well, I dropped them into the air fryer. Such a good invention, by the way. The air fryer. It's nice. Very practical and easy cooking. Air fryer for Valentine's Day. That's awesome. That's a good gift. You can also play the fun game, Will It Air Fry? Like, just put different food in air fryer and see what happens. Actually, put a mazarin in it, which is a sort of pastry with like almond sugar, almond and sugar. What's it called? Frosting, sort of. as an experiment. Like, will it air fry? Yes, it was pretty good. That's a great gift. Mm-hmm. Okay, so further highlighting with almost pure off-white. Which almost feels like saying pure, unpure white. Lip Blend was a great show. Yeah. Well, I didn't watch a lot of it, but the stuff I did see was funny. Perhaps not the best way to take care of Earth's resources, but it's funny. It's entertainment. So for a very worn, rough leather coat look. That's what I'm trying to do, at least. Maybe re-highlight his eyebrows a little. I wonder what eye color I should go for. Orange would kind of tie together with Chompy. Technically, painting a little plastic models that have been made on the other side of the world is not great use of Earth's resources either. Fair? Touche. Well, that's just like your opinion, man. Hey, I got to see The Big Lebowski, one of my favorite movies in the cinema, which is really fun. I really like it when they show old movies at the cinema. Like, I wasn't even alive when the first Alien film came out, but it's really cool to have gotten the chance to see that. In cinema. If you like cinema, that is. But I kind of do. Orange could be pretty cool. Let's do orange. Orange eyes. So let's paint the area dark red first. I'm overpainting, pinning the sides of the sort of sockets, kind of. And we'll do smaller orange and yellow dots in there later. There is a bird outside the window. Like, I missed the blackbird singing. It's cool he got laid. But there's now a bird singing outside that does like a one-note song being like, whip, whip, whip. It's just one note. And I mean, I'm not a bird of his species, but I am not as impressed. Not quite. I'm sorry. Glazing in a little bit more red on this mouth, arm, tentacle, tendril thingy. Hi, Dogborn. How are you doing? So what should I get for a Marcus Alpha Crew? Well, you do need the totem. So like the regular crew box would be a good pickup if you're not, and the order initiates that you get in that are good. So usually you'll want to play one or two order initiates, and Miranda is really nice too. So the basic box, you get Miranda, Jackalope, and 3 order initiates. So that's a good core. And I don't quite recall exactly. I think they packaged the Slate Ridge Maulers and the Sabertooth Cerberi in the same box. And I think those are pretty cool. Those are good. And I know you like the werewolf guy. Yeah, Neverborn or Arcanist is a fair question. You can play him in Neverborn or Arcanists. And that affects your choices to what you can take a bit. Like you can, no matter what faction you play, you can always take any of these models called Chimera with the keyword Chimera. So those always carry over between factions. But then there are like basically has two keywords, Chimera and Beast. And Chimera is his main keyword. And he can always hire Chimera models across factions. The werewolf guy is a Chimera, yeah. Ferdinand Vogel, yeah. But yeah, there are more beasts in the Neverborn faction. So there are a bunch of beasts that do not have the Chimera keyword, but which he still has synergy with. Yeah, no, you actually get more beasts in Neverborn. Actually, you get like there are a few in Arcanist you don't get in Neverborn. Like the Blast of December is good. And that's kind of it for cool Arcanists beasts. Not with Alpha. You can't play the Blessed of December with Alpha. But yeah, it's one more Soulstone because it's out of keyword. It's a little strange because like the regular Marcus has a rule that makes it so that he can hire beasts without paying an extra Soulstone, even though they're not in the Chimera keyword. But Marcus Alpha doesn't have that, which means that the Blessed of December, which is a beast but not a Chimera model, is one stone more. But there are some really cool beasts in Neverborn. I mostly played Marcus in Arcanists, but that's because I played more Arcanists. And but there are some really cool ones in Neverborn, like the Rogaro. Rogaro. I don't know what the box is called. Is it called something Howling, maybe? Alpha can't attach upgrades to beasts either. Oh, yeah, true. You can't. Wait, so does that mean that Roger are maybe not as good with Alpha? What Neverborn beasts do you like with Marcus Alpha class? Yeah. Hi, Pie Joy. How are you doing? Yeah, Cat is like, hey, it's dinner time again. But yeah, she's ferocious. It's my little saber tooth, my little whore cat. But yeah, a good start is the box you get Alpha in and the basic crew box. Then you would have 3 order initiates, Miranda, your totem, of course, 2 different Marcuses, and 2 Empyrean Eagles. You would maybe lack beaters a bit compared to like some of the other options. Like Marcus beats Phase pretty well. The order initiates aren't too bad at beating Phase, but that's where I would start. You want a roller for changing Miranda into? Oh, right. So you get. So basically, you get Miranda some upgrades and then change into Rigoro, and then you have upgrades on it, right? Because she can attach them. It's too warm. Yeah, it got a little less warm here, but it's very humid. It's been very warm. The Rougarou, weird spelling, are really cool undead wolf motherfuckers. 28 degrees. Yeah. I'm pretty humid, probably, right? Which makes it worse. I like the heat, just not necessarily when I'm working. But yeah, the lawyer's not a bad beater. He's like a mid-range beater, kind of. He's not going to be the one who the biggest biggest fish in the pond, but not that humid. Okay, it's pretty damn humid here. Please, cat, you'll get soon. I got the wrong yellow out. But yeah, with like the there are a lot of beasts to buy. You certainly don't need them all. You got your tanky beasts in Slate Ridge Maulers, fast killing machines in the Sabertooth Cerberus. Yeah, I don't have Rogoro either, but that's because I'm an Arcanist. But like, I've been pondering playing Neverborn again. Like, I used to play a bunch of Neverborn in 2nd edition. Yeah, there are like pros and cons with Arcanists and Neverborn. Like, Arcanists in general are a very strong faction. I mean, all factions are good, but like there are certainly pros to running Marcus in Neverborn, and he gets more beast options, but also there are some pretty cool stuff in Arcanists too. Getting Arcane Reservoir is always nice, which means you can have a control hand of 7 cards. A dirty Arcanist. You think everything I play is dirty. Except maybe when I was also playing Wrestlers. No, I'm not dirty. I'm housebroken. I shower. But I get what you're saying. There's a compliment. Oh, okay. Some dirty when I'm playing Wrestlers too. I got told today in chat where we were preparing for an infinite tournament that everything you play is nasty by a new faction, so I guess we fit. Oh yeah. Yeah. Well. Yeah. It's funny. Actually, I don't think Marcus is dirty. He's strong. He's good. But he certainly has weaknesses. I noticed there's a Hydra goose miniature out on the internet that you can 3D print. It's a goose Hydra. Like you chop off one head, you get 2 more goose heads. That's so brilliant. I kind of want to play that for my what are they called? Empyrean Eagles. Well, the thing with Neverborn and Arcanist, Marcus, is that a lot of the beasts, the Chimera stuff, is an Arcanist model. Like almost all the Arcanist beasts are Chimera, which means they also carry over to Neverborn. So that way they're like, yeah, works out that there's not a shortage on beast in Arcanist. Honk indeed. But sometimes with these dual masters, it's a little unbalanced where like it might feel like, hey, why would I want to play this in this faction? Is Koju good? Situationally, he certainly does some things very well. I just feel like he's a little squishy for his cost, but you can remedy that. You can fix that with mutations. So like he's pretty good because he can break some face and he can like Koji is the best Chimera model with M1. M1? Oh, Marcus 1. Care to elaborate? Like he can toss people around and he can quite easily like remove enemy ski markers and move enemies around and stuff. So like a lot of the missions or the strategies, as they're called, are based on like standing in different places. Not all of them, but a bunch of them are. And Koju can be really good at disrupting that. The thing is, you kind of have to put some upgrades on him, some mutations on him, so that he's more survivable. So he requires a little bit of setup to get him going. Because like with yeah, to focus on turn 1 and then hit twice for 6, that is very strong. What I haven't played Marcus 1 in a while. The card draw enables that. How does the Marcus 1 make it? What can he do that with Alpha 2? Okay, so we'll try and sneak in some dark gray highlights on Less likely to have the severes for 6s. Oh, yeah, fair. Yeah, because Marcus 1 has better card draw. Yeah? So basically, yeah, because Marcus 1 is better at drawing cards, it's easier to get value out of his focused high damage attacks. Sure. I like Koju too. You kind of have to put some a defensive upgrade or two on him via mutations, I feel, but I think you can kind of notice that it's a very early Malifaux. It's a very early plastic Malifaux miniature with Koyo, so it's not the most impressive miniature. I would love to get a new Kojo. I think that miniature kind of needs an update. Personally, we need to paint the eyeballs. It's kind of funny. When they make miniatures with more eyes, some people tend to think, well, painting eyes is difficult. So do I. All right. Okay, so we still need to paint the suction cups and his trousers. I think maybe there's a little gap in between his head and the coat. I think maybe I didn't glue that on 100% correctly. But I could just put a tiny bit of green stuff here later and then paint that. Hi, Cat. I'll give you some more food very, very soon. Do we want like blue jeans trousers? I think so. I think maybe we do. Yes, kiddo. Gatto. Turning out okay, this cat is. Awesome. Woo. This chat has... It's certainly not the first time we speak of Marcus in this chat. It's a pretty common monster to discuss on the streams I host. Bit of a favorite of some of us here. So when Marcus Alpha was previewed, I was like, why would I ever play Marcus 1? And this is when we get this. But actually, it turns out they really both have their merits. So that's really fun. Me and Gazlato are big Marcus fans. Yeah. Dogworm likes Beast more than people. Yeah. I think So you secretly wish that you could just play miniature games with dogs instead? Dogs are the best. Sorry, cat. You're the best. Hell yeah, yeah. Yeah. Luckily, there are a few good people too, which you can play miniature games with. Okay, so painted the jeans, a mix of black and hi cat, black and what's it called? McCrack blue. Yeah. And I'm actually gonna have a little break for like 5 minutes or so and feed the cat and grab a little snack, and then I'll be back to paint some jeans and eyes. Hello again, weirdos. Missed me? So what's happening? Joy Pie, how did that army painting competition go? Was it fun? Dinner is happening. Trying to keep people alive in League of Legends. Nice. Oh yeah, I was actually trying to ask for like a different painting competition that Joy Pie entered, but yes, there were a ton of amazing entries in the weird was it called heavy metal painting competition? The theme of metals, which is fun. I really like the themes. A lot of cool entries. I like that there were. I think I saw several very cool King's Hand miniatures. I'm pretty sure I saw two. Sorry, I got a hiccup. Not the streamer's best friend. Contrast. Oh, okay. A different painting competition. So many painting competitions. No, I think it was Armies on Parade, maybe? Didn't play. Okay. Yeah, I can imagine there were a lot of impressive entries. I mean, Fantasia, the tournaments up north, they tend to have some amazing, breathtaking armies. So, like, I'm sorry you didn't place, but like that doesn't mean your entry wasn't great. I really liked your entry. Model show what Armies Parade? Yeah, I think it's not a Games Workshop thing. It's in I think this big Swedish tournament up north. They do their own sort of army parade thing. Is it limited to in what game systems you can parade? Pie, Joy? I actually don't know how it works. Could you do like armies on parade with was it Contrast? That was more of a model show. I'm confused now. That's the thing with streaming is like you say so many things and then you get replies and then you're like, that reply, wait, when was it sent? Was it what of my nonsense did it reply to? It's very easy to get confused if you're blabbering on about a lot of nonsense. Like, need to paint those eyeballs. I know you're trying to keep people alive in a tournament, but you won best painter award for a tournament. That's impressive. Oh, you were referring to Contrast. Painter I admired had her new miniature line given award. Oh, you can get awards for a miniature line? Cool. Huh. Nikki raid. Oh no, we're being raided. Oh shit. No. Glorious Badger and Slam Genius and Nikki Rolls. Hi. And lots of little cute cats. Welcome. Here we've got Coppelius. It's a bit of a gourmet. He's a little Zoidberg type guy, and you can't see that because it's tiny, and I haven't painted them yet. But he's holding a few eyeballs, and that's his favorite snack. So Badger, Nikki, and Slam Genius, how are you doing? Thank you. Yeah, last stream we finished this guy, and he just wanted to tag along because he is cute and stuff. And he's also right now blurry. Come on. Yeah. Painting some Warhammer today? Cool. What Warhammer were you painting? Only enter GDubs games? That's a shame. Why do that? Is it because it's connected to tournament? Or do they do? Is it like a GDub sanctioned thing? It would be fun if they did like Armors and Parade for different game systems. Chaos Possessed. Scary. Scary stuff. We're painting scary stuff too. Currently trying to paint jeans. But we don't want them too blue, so I kind of washed them down a little bit with some Rhinox hide, and now we're applying some toned down blue-gray paint. New Possessor cool models. Actually don't recall exactly what they look like, but I'll have to Google them later. Armies and Parade is a competition made by GDubs in the first place. Yeah, sure, I'm aware, but Fantasia is not a GW store, so I thought maybe they were doing their own thing. I really like that the weird painting competitions don't limit you to different miniature lines. I'm not trying to polarize here. Iron Goblin. Yeah. I think that costs money to enter, though, doesn't it? I look. I personally, I don't enter painting competitions, so, but we'll see. Thanks anyway. I only really tend to do like I mean, I'll apply for the painting award on any miniatures tournament I'm in, but I don't know. Like painting competitions aren't quite like I love them for inspiration, but I just don't feel very competitive painting wise. 100 kroner. Okay. Yeah, we'll see. One of these days I might enter a painting competition again. I think with the eyeballs, I want to emphasize a little bit the slight redness of an eyeball to make it stand out from his skin. Is he holding one eyeball or several? I think he's only holding one. But this old lady's eyes aren't quite what they used to be. Bloodshot eyes. Yeah, but yeah, exactly. But also like that eyes don't tend to be completely, I mean, their human eyes aren't the whitest of white. They are actually tend to be a little bit redder than that. But maybe I want to exaggerate that a little bit. Just one. Yeah, I think it's just one, right? But maybe it's a delicious one. Like he's a gourmet. It's not just one eyeball. It's an eyeball. He'll savor it. Hopefully it's juicy. Meanwhile, bird outside goes beep, 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 beep. It's very samey. I hope he'll still get laid, but sooner the better, because I don't think the song is very good. It's very samey. I tend to prefer bird song that kind of has a bit of a melody. You have an owl in the neck of your wood? Cool. Ooh. Do you have any idea what kind of owl it is? I don't know how easy it is to tell different owls apart from their sounds. Or did you see it? The most delicious eye. Owls are really cool. I just can't stop thinking about how happy I am to have learned that they have really long legs under like a skirt of feathers. It's a little endearing. I've heard they had a bit of trouble with the owls for recording the Harry Potter movies because owls are really difficult to train and pretty stupid. But I'm not sure. Their ears are creepy. Yeah. Well, you don't really see their ears, do you? Right, because the owls tend to have ears not quite located. It's not symmetrical, right? Not quite. So stupid. Okay. Thanks for the confirmation. Owls confirmed stupid. This is how the owl do. Just a flesh hole. Oh, don't ever write the word flesh hole again. Please. No. So I was actually, it gets a little funny sometimes when you Google for references for illustration work, and I was like, okay, so I'm gonna draw some cleaning maids, and I was a little hesitant to Google for references on maids. I was okay. master of making nasty word combos. Yeah, that was an effective one. Hey, Dogborn, have you heard do you know there's a place in Sweden near Jönköping called Köttkulla? Köttkulla kind of means meat hill, I think. Why would you name a village Meat Hill? I feel like Köttkulla, it seems like it would be a word to describe something else. Killjoy nickname. Yeah. Live in a place called Weird Bulge. Why? Why would you do that? Why would you call it that? That one says, I have to make a really bad Swedish 80s name collection for some crew. Yeah. Well, like, for like names people used to have in the 80s. Sounds good. Basically, I've got like, I think I didn't paint this very well, so I'm gonna redo a little bit of stuff. But I got a cracked blue, mixed it with black, and then I added a little bit of off-white and a tiny bit of yellow for highlights. But also I think I lost maybe a little bit too much of the blue. Hard movie name translations. Oh yeah, because we used to way back. We used to like nowadays Swedish, like nowadays international movies or English, like Hollywood movies, basically released in Sweden in cinemas and on streaming services or whatever. They used to be given a Swedish name for cinema and physical release. I messed up talking, but and nowadays it's just like you just get the English title. You don't have to translate it because people are better at English nowadays. But yeah, tended to be like the Swedish names for movies were often extremely different to the American or British names. Yeah. For some reason, they couldn't call Batman Batman. So they call him Läderlappen, which translates to leather patch. Technically not a movie translation. No, but it's kind of the same thing. It wasn't just movies. Movie translations, we have Det våras för Frankenstein. What's the original movie name? But like in Swedish, it's kind of Det våras för Frankenstein, which is kind of like springtime for Frankenstein. But now I don't remember what it was actually called internationally. So, great example. I was kind of hoping for the chat to help me out on that. Drop the ball on this one, chat. Drop the ball. Finnish way of putting the English name and adding a Finnish subtitle. Oh, that doesn't sound great. So like Kill Bill, Paikkalumpata. I don't know Finnish, so I said gibberish. Coppelius fell off. Oh, okay. Yeah. Coppelius fell off. So wasn't it like Spaceballs is in Swedish called De våras för rymden, which is like, so Spaceballs is called It's Springtime for Space? What? Reference to the producers. Oh yeah, because they produced. Yeah, I figured it was something like that, but it's still a little strange. Yeah, I was trying to give an example of Springtime for Frankenstein, but then I didn't remember what it was called in English, and therefore I went to Spaceballs. Speed riding with death. That is hardcore, though. It's the most badass thing I've ever heard. Young Frankenstein. Okay. That's funny, because he's pretty young in the book, isn't he? I don't quite recall his age in the book. Don't wait for Rotten Harvest books. Speaking of Frankenstein. He sings Springtime for Hitler. That's a bedtime song. Okay. And the cat can't sleep without it. Okay, I'm gonna glue Coppelius back onto his little cork. Young Frankenstein's. What do you mean, Young Frankenstein specifically? Of the miniature. The producers is great. I haven't seen it. Just tell him it's time to follow me to bed. Aww. Hi, kiddo. You had all your food. Yeah, I remember you. I was just. I remember you telling me that. Was just confused by the conversation. As I mentioned earlier, sometimes like it can be difficult to realize exactly what of the nonsense I say a thing is a reply to. Do-do-do-do. Mm-mm-mm. I can't wait to see what Gen Con goodies there are going to be. Gen Con goodies. Gen Con coming up. It's fun with all those references and crazy little nightmare boxes. One is crazier than the last one. Wanting to rewatch Blazing Saddles for a while, I just haven't around it. Haven't seen that one either. I think of the mentioned ones, I only remember seeing Spaceballs. I was just so happy being able to rewatch The Big Lebowski in cinemas earlier. That's my movie happiness, simply. Okay, so we need to paint his whittle. God, I have trouble seeing. Oh no, I got a lot of paint on my brush up to the ferrule. It's the next nightmare. Yeah. What's it gonna be? I don't know. And I don't know. I certainly have no insider info there. Kim knows. I'm pretty sure. Really cool. Oh, that's awesome. This means we should just go to the forums or a workplace posting like, so I heard the nightmare box is going to be really cool. Wink, 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 wink. The in-laws box led by Ma-in-law Tuckett. That could be funny. I mostly want geese. Geese. I'm gonna paint the iris on the eyeball blue because I have blue eyes. Shotgun wedding. If you could dream, what would your nightmare box be? Or your dream box, not your nightmare box. All we get are nightmare boxes, but never get dream boxes. Yeah, I would like Marcus to be able to have the gators too. I agree. I can understand that after a while you can sort of like make half the game a beast almost. So you have to draw a line somewhere, but yeah. Goblin King from Labyrinth. Yeah, could be cool. For sure. Are you gonna hate me if I say I've never seen Labyrinth? I know of it. Good evening, Lethanduil. How are you doing? Story Nightmare box with a legend theme. Legend theme? What do you mean? Yeah, someday I might see it. Story has darkness, obviously. What do you mean, obviously? I don't know what you're talking about. What's legend? Tim Curry and Tom Cruise. I never heard of that. Huh. This is a Malifaux miniature. It is Coppelius. He's a little blurry right now, but he's an enthusiast when it comes to eating ice. '80s. There's a lot of old movie love going on here tonight. That's cool. What did you paint, Lethanduil? Is it okay to proxy Malifaux minis with other Malifaux minis? If you ask your opponent, sure, probably. It can get a little confusing, but I wouldn't mind if you proxied the gators for something else. I mean, it can get a little confusing if, for some opponents, if maybe they tend to like like at a tournament, if you keep thinking the gators are gators sometimes, even though they've been told, like, that can be a thing, I guess. But if you ask your opponent or a TO, and generally, like, if you convert it, that's gonna help for sure. Also, like, if you got a strong theme going on, and explain that, I'm sure a lot of TOs would be fine. Some more owls. Soon done with them. I think I'm moving on to some Easterlings. Cool. I like the Easterlings. They're cool. They are cool. Like, I could maybe be annoyed if it was a proxy. Like, say if you played something that you can actually also hire. Say you play Marcus and you don't like a model, so instead of model A, you use model B from the same faction, which you could theoretically also hire into the same faction. That can make it a little confusing. Be like, you're using mature Nephilims as Cerberi. I'm not sure I'd be super happy with that, but like, if you love the Gators, obviously, like, they seem like something Marcus could dabble with. So I think that really works thematically. And you can't even hire Gators in Marcus, so there's less confusion in that way. Phoebe says ancient Chinese dragon. That could be really cool. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, the Gators are really sweet looking. Marcus used to be able to run Silurids, so I have Silurids in this basing style, but they I don't know. I guess he decided they're too annoying. He's done researching them, obviously. So sometimes I feel like maybe I need to buy a one of those magnifying glass lamps, because like, I've got contacts, but I sometimes feel like it's just a little bit difficult for me to see very small, intricate details. Like, but it tends to be I do a few tiny touch-ups. Yeah, he could play Silurids in first and second editions, I think. But I mean, I understand they wanted to dial back some of the hiring pools. Like, felt like Leviticus could hire half the game almost. And Marcus and Zoraida could hire the other half. I think some neighbors are partying. Well, it is Tuesday. Dreamer Nightmare Box, Mummy from Brentford. I never really got the Mummy movie hype, but it could be cool. There aren't an awful lot of Mummy miniatures out there, I think, right? But those movies have almost a little bit of a cult following, don't they? Or at least the first one. Peak 90s action. Fair? Yeah, I think I enjoy them. Haven't seen them in a very long time. So I have a neighbor who hoovers with a pretty loud hoover. Sometimes 3 hours, 3 hours a day, pretty much 3 times a day, total 3 hours. Like I think maybe there's some OCD going on there. Not sure. There's a pretty loud, high pitched hoover, and there's Hoover for a very long time, and then like one day I know they got up and they Hoover at 9, and then they Hoovered at lunchtime, and then in the evening they were Hoovering again. It kind of makes you wonder, like, is it OCD? Do they do something that requires them to Hoover a lot, or what's going on? Like, I'm so curious. Woken every morning by construction. Oh no, is it under construction pains who wakes you up? Ah, rude. And I mean, don't get me wrong, the Hoover thing is not the loudest thing in the world, but I get very curious. Because I kind of want to do a little bit of spooky turquoise underlighting, maybe. Do I want to do that? I think so, maybe. Because we've done some like glow from below and chumpy. So maybe we'll do that here too. Chumpy being his buddy. Champagne painted some special meaning. No, it's actually the Malifaux second edition Chompy. So it's you can still buy it. It's a first plastic Lord Chompy bit, and there has since been one more. So there are. So like there's the first edition Chompy in metal, the small one, and then there's the big Nightmare Edition model, which was maybe the first Nightmare Edition model ever, or one of the first, which I will paint someday. And then there's the Dreamer Avatar, where Chompy carries him in a bed, coming out of a portal. And then there's this Chompy, second edition Chompy, and there's third edition Chompy. And I kind of like this one better. But the third edition Chompy has a really cool mouth. Because originally, this Chompy is the only Chompy that doesn't have a mouth in his guts, I think. And that is really cool feature, especially in the new one. Like, I think I'm personally not a huge fan of his extremely huge arms. But I really like its huge maw that just comes up from the chest and into where his normal maw would be. That feature I think is really cool in the new one. Otherwise, I prefer this one. Yeah, I think a lot of people prefer this version actually. The Chomp is a shapeshifter, so it's pretty thematic that it changes quite dramatically. There's a lot of Neverborn, he can change his shape. Shape. Good place to get what happened lore-wise. There is a very good summary in... I think there's a good summary in the latest rulebook. But also, yes, the Breachside broadcasts on Spotify collects all of it. But like, if you want a summary, like the rule book for the latest rule book kind of summarizes the biggest things having happened pretty well. Then again, like the rule book is free. The rules in the rule book are free, but there's a little bit of story in there that's pretty good. The Breachside broadcast, if you got a lot of time, you can just listen to pretty much all of it on the Breachside broadcast. The only restriction is that I don't think everything has been recorded yet. It's such a fun feature, show, thing, resource. Up to the M2E Outcast book. Yes, right. I'm on the M2E Outcast book too. You have a lot of time? Cool. Yeah. Yeah, and it goes all the way through from first edition and does the Chronicles too. So it's very thorough. It does it all. Just goes through everything. It's a wonderful resource. I tend to have a lot of fun in general with like Neverborn and Resurrectionist stories. I tend to love. I like most stuff there, but like, yes, like Morning is just charming. Okay. Because there's a lot of story now. I think generally it's fine you don't have to do everything chronologically, but that is more important to some than others. So daydreams, there are daydreams, they're just not in the starter box. Yeah. I love daydreams. I love the old metal ones. They're almost too cute though. Adorable. Maybe I should paint some daydreams next. I'm an artist. Things will be listened to chronologically. I like the chaos. I love it. But some people are like, wait, but yeah, I know. I heard a lot of good things about Red Dead Redemption 2, but I haven't played the first one. I'm like, I don't care. And yeah, but I didn't play The Witcher 1 and 2. I was like, meh. Chronological order is overrated. No, I mean, I get it. I'm just sorry. I'm I'm just being silly. I completely get it. Yeah, no, getting through the first season, yeah, I didn't either. It's very rough when they're serious like that, being like, yeah, but I don't want to, because I didn't really get Adventure Time. People are like, oh, okay, it gets great after this many seasons or so. I was like, what? Nah. Feels like the most uncool thing to say ever. I didn't get Adventure Time because it was so hip. I didn't get it. It was all right. A little overhyped, maybe. Maybe that's because I didn't get to that season 93 good one. Oops. For the episodes, yeah, ugh, yeah, ugh. Takes a season or more to get good, then it's not worth the time. Yeah, I think that's certainly a reasonable approach. Very reasonable. I feel like the image quality in this stream has been worse this time since last time, and I don't know if it's Video Ninja or if I've done something with my camera or something. I don't know. Really wants to focus on my hand. Yeah. But like, I feel like the image was clearer last stream. It could also be that because it's much clearer, and if I open my Video Ninja camera feed, it's much crisper than the image we get in Twitch. You can see the tiny hairs in my hand. Okay, then it's possible that my Twitch doesn't. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't have the best hands. I don't have the worst hands. I think we'll live, but yeah. Because we're mirroring through video, or I won't say VOD Ninja, but I think it's video. And I think that knocks it down just a little bit too. I don't know. Sometimes I think it varies. Anyway, yeah, we're pretty much done with Coppelius. We could do with some touch-ups, but I think that's pretty much all for today, actually. Time flies. I think I'm gonna do some touch-ups when my eyes are not as tired, and I'll get some pics up for you later. Thanks a lot for hanging out today. It was a lot of fun. Love you guys. See ya. And if you're ever want to get in contact, just send me a message. Night night. See ya. Bye bye.